Let's go to our experts, technical experts, and understand from them that how they are negotiating such a volatile and negative bias market. We have Dr. C.K. Narayan, Manas Jaiswal, and Kunal Bothra with us. Good morning to everyone. Dr. Narayan, I'll come to you first. Interesting set of ideas. You are, bullish on Wockhardt Pharma. That stock has been doing pretty well in last few trading sessions. Yesterday, volumes were also pretty good. And financials, especially NBFCs, are under pressure. And Dewan Housing is something which you're suggesting to short.
Yes, good morning at the outset to everybody, and it's indeed a market with a slight downward bias, but then the selling pressure does not seem to be too severe and too deterministic as yet. So as we reach down into support zones, the sellers are easing off and buyers are coming back in the market. So we have over a recent time built up a classic range between 10,300, 350 on the downside on the futures and about 10,600, 650 on the top side. So the market is currently caught in a 300-point range, and it'll require some news element or big order flows for it to snap out of this range. And as long as it remains within this range, I think there will be pockets of periodic influences of order flows that will set up trades for us. So Wockhardt Pharma is one such trade that it's one of the pharma space which is tending to look up. So I'm inclined to buy Wockhardt Pharma as a day trade. Currently at about 820 rupees, I think a run to about 830-35 could be possible. Market is set to start off a little soft, so we may get it a little lower, but I would still be a buyer with a stop at about 808 to 810. DHFL on the other hand is something that looks a bit pressured. The stock is into a reasonably strong corrective, and the recent pullback seems to be a rally because it could not exceed any of the nearby resistance levels, and now decline seems to have resumed. So DHFL at the current price of about 547 should be a sell. You can sell it if it starts off a bit lower as well. A stop loss of about 7-8 rupees from entry can be maintained.
Okay, Kunal, you have selected very important stock to trade, and which has good repercussions on market also if it moves in either direction. ICICI Bank, and that's a sell call, lowest closing since 11th of Jan. But interesting observation from future segment is that last 2 days when stock is correcting, we haven't seen any formation of short. Maybe it would happen going forward, but what's the take? Is this a positional sell call which you're generating? Because that would also determine probably your market view.
Well, yes, Siddharth, I think it's more of a short-term related call, not a positional call. I think on the monthly charts, ICICI Bank formed a bullish, rather bearish engulfing pattern. Now, yesterday you might say that, the stock was down 3-4%, but the action or the range, yesterday was limited or constrained to a very, short-term range. But the fact that it closed at the lower end and, made a fresh swing low, I think that probably creates some bit of pressure on, the stock. Hence, I'm selecting ICICI Bank as a sell. Targets closer to 304, stop loss at 319. And the second is Can Fin Home. I believe that it's an interesting chart in the making. We discussed this stock a few days back as well. It's broken the 200-day moving average, formed a bullish flag pattern, and it's maintaining that slight upward bias or an upward trajectory. So Can Fin Home is a buy from my side. Targets of 568, stop loss at 525.
Clearly, housing finance companies are, showing different trend. That's the reason Dewan Housing Finance is a sell from Dr. Nayan and Can Fin Housing is a buy from Kunal. Within NBFCs, this pack, within that pack also there is a, different kind of trend. So very stock specific action happening in NBFC space. Manas, coming to you, V-Guard, you have been quite optimistic. Great volumes over there in cash segment, and you are selling BHEL. The recent bounce in BHEL is not sustaining.
So in V-Guard, I think 4 weeks back, after almost 50 rupees correction, stock took support near to 200-day moving average, and we have seen almost 30 rupees rally from there. But it was facing some resistance near to 235. Now, since yesterday it has already broken that resistance, I think the possibility is very high now that it can cross its previous high of 250. So here you can set the target of around 260, take a long position here and keep the stop loss below 236. Second is a sell call on BHEL because it is not sustaining on high levels with that, because I think few days back we saw some recovery, but it could not sustain above 200-day moving average. Yesterday it broke an important support of 91 rupees. Now looking at the charts, I think the possibility is very high that it will go and test maybe 80 rupees or maybe 82 rupees. So for very short term, for today or maybe for tomorrow, I think you can set the target of around 87, take a short call here and keep the stop loss above 91.50.